practice tip with underground virtuosos. For this week's practice tip for you is to test yourself. Let me give you an example. If you were studying for a vocabulary test, 15, 20 words, what would you do? You would probably go through them and then you would test yourself again and again and again. You might take a break, you might come back, and you might test yourself again. Right? Unfortunately, not all of us have a crazy photographic memory that we just look at something one time and then we have it all down. Right? We have to kind of remind ourselves again and again and again. That can be applied into your own practice. So let me give you an example. Let's say you practice a piece and you're working on this beginning section or something. And you just practiced it. You spend like, 20 minutes on it and it's getting better. It sounds good now. And then you moved on to something else. Maybe you moved on to a different section of the piece, or maybe you moved on to a different piece that you're working on. While you're working on the other piece or other sections, 15, 20, 30 minutes later, go back and test yourself in that beginning section again. Remind yourself how it goes, play it through. If something doesn't work, and it was working when you were doing it, then that actually tells you, oh, those are the little things that you have to watch out for now. You might have limited how many mistakes you have made before. Obviously, we strive for perfection, right? But in the end, all of us make mistakes, and so it's our job to understand that mistakes are not always so bad, because then that's when you know, oh, this is something I need to work on. This is something I need to get better at. And so test yourself, and that will help you in the sense of just training you to try to remember of what you worked on, and so that the next day you practice or the next week, it's still there. And this kind of practice, the more you do it, the more it's gonna stick to you. Rather than, I'm sure a lot of us have had this kind of practice where we did something and then it sounds good, right? And then we don't revisit it until the next day. But the problem is, once we come back to it the next day, we're like, oh, I can't play this anymore. Why does it sound like I haven't practiced? Why does it, why is it hard again or something along those lines? And that's the reason why testing yourself practice would come in handy, because of that extra step that you're taking. It's going to train you, your brain, your fingers, your ears, all of those is going to feel like it's sticking on a lot more to the passage that you're working on. Okay, all right. So that's it for this week's practice tip. Now you should go practice.